Welcome to the channel Get Rich. Today we are going to look into a company called Tanla Platforms. So the Tanla Platforms CPaaS player. So what is CPaaS? Which is Communication Platform as a Service. So if you are looking into communication platform as a service industry globally, so it's going to grow about 34.3% in the coming years. That was estimated by Modern Intelligence. Between 2023 and 2028, the communication platform as a service industry is going to grow about 34.3%. So it has a good sector overview. So it has a good growth in the industry as a whole. And if you look at Indian communication platform as a service industry, so it is estimated to grow at around 23.5%. That's still significant growth in the coming years. From 2023 and 2028, it's estimated to grow about 23.5% every year. That's pretty good growth. So one of the leaders, one of the market leaders in the communication platform as a service industry in India is Tanla Platforms. So we are going to look into Tanla Platforms. So recently the stock is crashing for the past several months. So it's almost down from 2100 to about 600 rupees now. So it's pretty down currently. So will it be a good moment to buy the stock, or is it just a bad idea to buy the stock? So let's have a look into their products first. So if you're looking into their products, so they have of course it's a communication platform as a service, so they help other enterprises customers to send messages, voice, or other services like push notifications or WhatsApp services or in-app services. So they provide communication platform as a service to other enterprises. So their main product includes, they have Wisely, so that is recently developed in cooperation with Microsoft. So they developed Wisely they call it platforms or platforms because they have several platforms in Wisely. They have Wisely OTT, and they have Wisely for OTT, and Wisely for several different Wisely network and Wisely marketplace. So they have several products in the Wisely platform of platforms, as they call it. And they have TrueBlock, that's an blockchain based stack that empowers individuals to own, control, and manage their communications. So that's enabling the businesses to build and trust relationship with their customers. So it's mainly the world's first blockchain enabled commercial communication stock, though that's their other product. And they also have messaging, voice, IoT, and other different products. They have two main businesses. One is enterprise business and other one is platform businesses. So if you are looking into their revenues, they have 68% of their revenue is coming from India, and 32% of their revenue is coming from overseas. So if you look at their international business, 50% of their international business is built in euro. So recently also euro was weak compared with dollar, so that's also causing some of their problems with margins for their revenues. So if you look into their platform and enterprise business, so enterprise business is the biggest business. So in quarter 3 2023, so they have about 791 crores of business from enterprise businesses. So it's in, if you look at the quarter on quarter growth, it's 2%, but if you look at the year over year for the same quarter, it's down by 3%. At the same time, if you look at the platform business, they have about 78 crores in that particular quarter. And if you look at the quarter over quarter growth, it's 4%. Year over growth, it's about 19%. So their platform business is growing pretty good. If you look at their margins of between these two businesses, so if you look at their enterprise business, they have very low margin. So their margin fell from 25% from about 25% to currently 18%, their enterprise business. If you look at their platform business, their margin grew from 91% to 96%. So platform businesses are more profitable than enterprise businesses, but then they currently have about 90% of their revenue is coming from enterprise business, but platform business is growing steadily. So if more and more revenues are coming from platform businesses, their overall margin will improve. That will result in greater profitability. So next, if you look into their enterprise segment, so they're the market leader in enterprise segment. So they have several of the market leaders as their customers. So they have about 42% market share in India. So they have about 1 billion plus users, though they have in their platform. So they are the biggest market leader in the enterprise segment. Also, if you look at their platform businesses, they have gained significant momentum. So they have deployed Wisely platform along with Vodafone Idea, and they have launched Wisely Insights for several global tech players. So they also have exclusive partnership with Core.ai. That's an conversational AI bot. So of course now the ChatGPT, the AI chatbot, is getting more and more interest from different players. So they also have cooperation with this Core.ai in AI space. So these are all their platform businesses. So they have pretty good platform businesses which is growing pretty good, and they also have very good gross margin in that platform businesses. And also, if you look at the revenues for the entire financial 2022 from the platform business, they generated 252 crores revenue. And if you see, the gross margin is about 236 crores. It's very, very profitable business. And they have a multi-year partnership with Vodafone Idea, and they also have several other partnership. They are also have, for example, Truecaller built in their platform. So they're also doing WhatsApp, SMS, WhatsApp messaging services, and all other different things they are doing with their platforms. And if you look at their Wisely and TrueBlock, these are their main products which have to boost their growth in the coming years. And if you look at the Wisely platform, so the Wisely platform is mainly, they have end-to-end encryption, blockchain is inbuilt, they have settlement report, analytics, artificial intelligence, and they also have several other things which are integrated in their particular platform. So it's mainly transparent, no counterfeits, so single source of truth, so that can be verified and so on, and it's secure. They also have 3 patents from United States for in cryptography and other areas, so that's also pretty good. And it's also adaptable and scalable, so it's deployed in the cloud, so that's also pretty good. They developed this in cooperation with Microsoft. That's also brings some credibility to this particular platform. So Microsoft can also co-sell this particular platform, so that's really good to hear. This Wisely platform can really take off in the coming years. If you look at the Wisely dashboard, they also have, for example, average cost for OTP SMS, average cost. So they have different KPIs, and their which can be visualized by the customer. And if you look at their customers, so their main customers are Vodafone, Airtel, Stal, Facebook, LinkedIn, HDFC Bank, Kotak Bank, Axis Bank, CAMS, and Department of Telecommunication, Truecaller, and many more. So they have about 50% of Tanla's top 50 customers have been with them for more than 7 years. So they have pretty good retention rate. So they keep their customers for long. So that's pretty good. And if you look at their number of customers contributing revenue greater than 1 crore annually, it's growing from 129 in financial 2020 to 149 in financial 2021 to 192 in financial 2022. And if you look at their customer growth, which is contributing more than 10 million revenues, so that's also growing from 189 to 220 from quarter 2 financial 2022 to quarter 3 financial 2023. And if you look at their income statement quarter over quarter, so they are growing pretty good in the past quarters. But currently, if you look at the December 2021 and December 2022 numbers, their growth, they did not grow much. It's a little bit stalled. Mainly, maybe the reason maybe they have bad economic situation currently, because the economy is not doing pretty good compared to previous years. But if you look at their one of some of their competitors like Root Mobile, they are growing their business pretty good. So this is concerning in the short term, because their revenues are not going in the quarter. But we should not decide a company by just looking at 1 year result of one quarter. So we have to see how their growth is going to be in the coming quarters and in the coming years. But I believe looking at their competitive advantage, and looking at their economy in coming in and looking at this particular industry growth, so they should do pretty good in the coming quarters. And also, if you look at their margin, so it's reduced from 23% to 22% and 16%. So and then now they improved from 16% to 17% in the previous quarter, and I believe they will improve their margins going forward, so that they will have pretty good profitability. And also, if you compare their gross margins with their closest competitor Root Mobile, they have about 12 to 13% of gross margin. So they already have significantly good margins. So in order to compete prices, so they also discussed about their pricing pressure from their competitors. So their gross margins is pretty low, so they can quote pretty less than them. So that's also, they have to reduce their prices. So that's also one of the reason their margins took a hit, and also their euro devaluation compared with dollar and so on. So these are the concerns, and they said their margins will improve further in the coming quarters. So we have to wait and see how the margins and profit growth, margins and revenue growth is coming in the coming quarters. And if you look at the year over year growth, so they have about 2,300 crores of sales in 2021, 3,200 crores in 2022, and their growth is pretty slow in this 2023. And then if you look at the margins, that's also beaten down from 22% to about 18%. So their net profit reduces. So that's one of the main reason their share prices are crashing. So once they are back with their revenue growth and their improved margins, then their share prices should go back as well. And they also announced they are going to provide 30% of dividend payout. So if we take 30% of the dividend payout in the coming years and look at the current prices, so they are going to provide the stock is going to provide 2% dividend yield in the coming years if they keep up with the net profit, and then their promise of 30% dividend payout, then they should provide 2% dividend yield. This stock should provide 2% dividend yield as well. And if you look at the balance sheet, so they have no debt, they have pretty good reserves, they have cash at hand. So this company is financially pretty good, financially sound and stable. So we don't have to worry about the financial situation, because they have pretty good cash, and also they have very low debt. And if you look at the cash flow, they generate pretty good cash flow, even though in the recent years, due to some investment in some partnerships, their free cash flow is reduced. But they are doing pretty good free cash flow as well. That's also a positive sign. And if you look at the share price, it's crashed from 2100 to almost 600 rupees now. So it's still keep on crashing or keep on going down. So it's still haven't find a bottom. So according to me, this stock is a pretty good buy at the current price, because I would say in the coming quarters they would improve with their platform business, and then their revenues and margins will also tick up. So it's going to be a pretty good buy if you have a long term overview. So at this price point, it's a pretty good buy. You can start dollar cost average, or not buy everything at once, but because it's still falling, it haven't find a bottom, so you can start averaging the cost. So you can start accumulating this particular share. So it's going to be pretty good in the coming years, because if you look at the P ratio, it's currently about 16-17 P, and then their closest competitor Root Mobile, they have about 30 P. So their P is also at the lower side if they continue their growth and their margin, because if you look at the several analysts, their expectations for this company is their revenue growth of 15% in the next year and 12-13% in the next years. So, and also their profitability is going to grow as well. Margin also starts to improve from here, because it's almost at the bottom, analysts believe. So it's going to be increased margin growth and also the revenue growth. That means it's going to have a pretty good net profit growth. So a lot of analysts, they have about 650 to 700 crores of bottom line in 2025. So if we take that, and then if you look at if you put the P of 30 to 35, so it's going to go back to at least 2100 its previous all time high. So currently it's trading around 600 rupees, and it can go back to 2000. So it's a 3 to 4x opportunity in this particular company. So as a conclusion, it can be a good buy, but then there are risks associated with it, because the revenue growth is stalled. So there are a lot of competitions coming in, pricing pressures are there, but I believe this company is going to perform well in the coming years and quarters. So I believe this company is a good buy. So if you like this video, please like, share and comment your thoughts on it, and thank you for watching.